What's going on, folks? I'm AutoMattock. Alright, so we're going to talk about some of the crush counters. Well, just for standing roundhouse and crouching hard punch. The standing roundhouse is pretty straightforward, I think. You would use this in a situation where it's guaranteed, like a whip DP, but maybe you're too far away to be confident with the crouching hard punch. For example, if you do crouching hard punch into this, your low V skill is going to be too far away. So in that situation, at that distance, you might want to use standing roundhouse and then the low V skill because you have more time to walk up to them and just close in their space. And then from there, I think you would want to use either Guardian of the Sun or the medium punch and hard punch EX Soul Sphere. And I'll just show you what each of those look like. Now that is a hard knockdown. Oh, let's try it again. Try it again. There we go. I timed it a little bit too late. That will generate a hard knockdown. You get some, you get a dash in and pretty good frame advantage off of that. You don't really have a lot of guaranteed meaty setups that I am a fan of, so you have to manually time after you dash up. You can also jump after that knockdown too, but I don't want to get too into that. And also the Guardian of the Sun here, which is just a DP. I did the hard punch one. Maybe another one's better, but for now, those are your follow-ups for the roundhouse. What I'm really more interested in talking about is the crouching hard punch, which, again, there's situations where you're going to use it where it's guaranteed, like something is a reversal, an invincible reversal, invincible dragon punch, that kind of thing. Then you know your crouching hard punch is going to crush counter them. And in that case, I think you go into the hard punch orb, and then the low V skill, and then you recall the orb back to you. Now, I like this setup more than all the other setups I explored, which is really just different strength of the sphere. But I like using the hard punch sphere because of the time it takes for it to travel back. It's going to be longer because the hard punch sphere is further away. Therefore, I'm going to be recovering faster, and I have more things that I could potentially do as the sphere juggles them. Now, the two enders are the same as before, just the Guardian of the Sun and the medium punch and hard punch Soul Sphere. So, but what I want to point out is that since you have so much time in between it, you can actually reverse sides. So let's say in the event that your opponent does a invincible reversal, you know your crouching hard punch will crush counter them. So then you can do something like this, right? You bring that back and you dash up, and now you switch sides. So because I did an orb that was further away, it gave me more time to do something while I was on the ground, and enough time to even switch sides and then put them in the corner. And then I can just keep, if I had them in the corner and I just wanted to stay, I just don't dash under them. I can stay. So I have options now. And that's a guaranteed crush counter, and you can choose, and then you can also substitute that Guardian of the Sun with the Soul Sphere, the EX Soul Sphere that caused the hard knockdown. So your crouching hard punch isn't always going to crush counter in situations where you're prepared for it. Now, we talked about this string before, right? Where you do crouching hard punch and then the EX low Soul Sphere. And then you have a meaty crouching medium, or not really a meaty, but a frame trap crouching medium punch in this situation. So you're not really doing the crouching hard punch in a way where you want it to crush counter, but it still can. So you want to know what to do in that situation. And what I've found to do, maybe it's not optimal, I don't know if there's anything that you really can do besides this, is reset them with the crouching medium punch. So right here, you're throwing the medium, you're still throwing the orb out. And there's not really too many things that I can find you can really follow up with this. But, excuse me. You can do crouching medium punch, and now when your opponent is in a reset state, you can do your crouching roundhouse, and then bring the orb back to you. I think this is okay. So we want them to go guard after first attack, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. I think this is okay. And then from there, you have frame advantage from the orb coming back. I think that is okay. But you want to be prepared. You want to be prepared in that situation where it happens. Maybe you can do Guardian of the Sun, right? Maybe. That seems... No, you can't do Guardian of the Sun because the orb is out. So yeah, I think crouching medium punch. Trying to get ideas while I'm making YouTube videos, man. Just go with what's written down, man. Okay, so the other situation is perhaps even more specific. It's going to be when you're in V trigger. We have these strings, right, where you have your opponent in block stun, or maybe you do something like this, right? You do this whole thing, and then your opponent hits a button at that point. When you hit crouching hard punch after something such as that, this dash here, maybe now your crouching hard punch is going to crush counter them, because if you leave a gap in between there and they're mashing or trying to break the throw or anything, that crouching hard punch will crush counter them. So what's happening here, and I guess this is a whole different V-trigger explanation itself. I'm doing crouching hard punch and then the medium punch orb behind me. So this is to keep this safe. Normally this jab sphere is, I don't know, it's punishable, jab punishable, maybe even more than that. But I'm using an orb behind me to give me more advantage. So this is something that is good to do. It's comparable to using the low, but now since I have V-trigger behind it, I don't have to spend the meter, and it gives me even more advantage than it typically would. So now we're just focused on the crouching hard punch into the light punch orb, right? So it's gonna look like that. Now this is much different than the hard punch orb, and it flies further behind them. Now what you want to do is still the low V skill. Still the low V skill, but now you want to wait and then recall it. Now, I don't think in this situation you can dash up, switch sides. I think you have to accept the positioning that you have here. But again, the two choices I see here are Guardian of the Sun and the Soul Sphere. EX Soul Sphere that causes the hard knockdown. So if you're in V-trigger, it'll look the same. You're just going to waste an orb. But the trick to doing this, and I haven't quite mastered it myself, is to not mash anything. You have to be very precise with the way that you do the combo. Otherwise, you're gonna waste the V-trigger orbs while you're doing it. So, just to give you an example, if I'm mashing it, this is what's gonna happen. Yeah. You're gonna see all the orbs come out, and then see, I got the medium kick orb to come out from my V skill. I don't want that. Yeah, there we go. And it's also gonna interrupt my combo. So what I want to do is be precise with each input, right? Right? Let's see if I can do it. Oh, brain! And now I just need that to combo. See, now nothing is being released. But I do need the medium punch one to release there. There we go. So the medium punch got released because I recalled one orb. But at least I'm not wasting the medium kick orb from doing the V skill. So you get the idea there when you're when potentially that crouching hard punch crush counters. So to wrap it up, you get the standing roundhouse crush counter, low V skill, and then choose whatever option you feel there. The crouching hard punch, if you have a guaranteed punish, so you go into this orb here, bring it back, go under if you want, or you have the other options off of just the low, right? That was it? Oh yeah, if you get the crush counter and you go low, like that, and then while you're in V-trigger, precision here. There, I didn't waste any orbs because I held the button down as I recalled it. Yeah, I'm starting to get there myself. So that's it for now. Thanks for stopping by. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Like and subscribe. I hope you learned something. I'm AutoMattock.